Alright, hey, hi, hello, how's it going guys? My name is ZetaRayZod and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, before I begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. So, last we left off, we almost cornered Jezaille bread. So basically, it turns out she poisoned, we found out the cause of death could be poison. I say could be because we don't have evidence, we don't have compelling evidence, but basically we had, well, not proof, but we had a suspicion that she poisoned the bottle of water. And what she did was she drank the water that was in the bottle as proof that it's not. But what it was, because the poison is curare, what it does is that it's only effective if it's an open wound. And since the doctor just came from a dental appointment with a tooth extracted, technically that is an open wound, which is how he would get poisoned. But right before we could convict her, what she did was she grabbed the bottle and then she broke it. So now she's saying that there's compelling evidence otherwise, we'll never know if it's poison or not. And what I say is that the judge is probably gonna indict me and the prosecutor's gonna indict me, even though what she did was so suspicious. Oh, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor's sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little school. Why is he sitting with your back towards you? No, you killed the victim that day, using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryonosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all he had to do was turn the dead professor's chair around. And his chair around? What? Why would she do that? You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. Why would she turn the chair around? What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body. Isn't her hat? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryonosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really gonna get away with it? I wish she destroyed that evidence. Was obscene, yeah. Ryonosuke, yeah? Come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? You've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head. It's her hat. You told me that your powers of observation are one thing that you could really depend on. Oh yes, it's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. The blood? Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in that vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Yes? Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Ah, you always have something up your sleeve, don't you? Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. I wonder what it could be. Is it this? Is this blood? Is it this blood? Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day. Wait a minute, where are you going with it? Ooh. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print in my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. That's true, he was shot from the front. No way blood was to go from behind. The plate is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah! Yeah. The blood have made it onto the plate. It implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were, Jezaille Brett. That doesn't make sense also though. Because if Dr. Wilson was facing Jezaille Brett, he was shot on the right side of his chest. But the blood was on the left. And also, another thing to point out is that if you got shot from the front, you would be more blood. Instead of just one spattering. I beg your pardon. This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Hosonaga saw it, didn't he? Is it your blood? Is it Hosonaga's blood? This is my blood. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, I don't care if they call me crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the surgeon had been eating. This is kind of weird now. What? Didn't you keep it? And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now! Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! Yeah, make sure you shouldn't touch it. You have the steak and everything! You at least move it! Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't! Quickly, Inspector! The blood, man! Show the court! I don't see blood. Examine the plate at your leisure. Wait a minute. Oh, it's the same steak. I thought it was a different steak. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! Critical hits. I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. Damn, I really want a steak right now. That steak doesn't look like it's eaten though. That's a different steak. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. See, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Whoa. I couldn't agree more in the case of this disgrace to the Empire. Damn, she's really xenophobic? Is that the word? Is it racist? I would say it's racist. She's saying Japanese. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at court proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! That's a different plate, my man. That has to be, right? Sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. This plate I thought I saw just a figment of my imagination. This is it now. I've lost. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Not until the fat lady sings. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of the evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Felicity was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? I'm gonna have to say yes. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the evidence to what you're alluding. I don't know! I don't know, I really don't know. What is this? Oh, what the? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. How much from the whole... This is not your steak! No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoya Koban? Yeah, apart from the matrices, it looks to be in good condition. Our engine's very valuable. This is the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoya Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but never heard of bullion before bullion. And I don't think you ever will again. It's extraordinary though. This means... Kokoda! Good gracious! That's... Koban? What on earth? Hoy Era 1 at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question, how should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been careless mistake by the chef in the moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be relevant to the case, I give up my lawyer job right now. I'm not a lawyer. By all means, don't let it stop you. No one invited you anyway. Shut up! Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yeah, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... Kuryo Korekuta-san. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Kuryo Korekuta-san. Cutie, as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with this Koban coin when it happened, at exactly that moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for the treasure. Indeed, the Hoei Era Koban, my prize coin.
But this here Hoei Era Koban, do you mean to tell me? No, please, why would Korekuten-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekuten-san back to the witness stand, so we can ask him. That's not his stake then, right? Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. We don't need the sergeant. Well, a moment's delay. I can't believe you've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch. A strong hunch. Yeah, you gotta straighten your back for that. Sorry. That if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Oh boy, there's all four of them now. How big is this witness stand? What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Aido? Aido. When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute Chapeau in its existence.
Be that as it may, Korekuten-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this
Wow!
Stabbed!
Yes, that's it! That's the one! The very exact, that is one!
Sorry, I messed that up. You got stabbed.
The resplendent, splendiferous Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to replace that fateful day!
Can't be. As I thought.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. You found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in a seasoned meat juice.
It's the sandwich! It's so soaking! Seriously!
Clearly it could have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate.
What if Naruhodo wasn't supposed to be there? Because Korekuten-san was looking for his coin, right? What if, as he was down under the tables, what if he was looking under Dr. Wilson's table and he found the gun? Nah, I don't think so.
Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing!
I don't know. That's just speculation. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yeah, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes. That's right. The secret undercover operation.
A Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similar executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. You wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you're sent in undercover, is it? Yeah, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korekuten-san's Koban is all too clear. What?
What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel who stole Korekuten-san Koban's... I don't know. It's definitely not these three. It can't be John H. Wilson. I mean, most likely it'll be Jezaille Brett, I guess. Yes, seems like a likely candidate for Koban thief. No, come on, Renosuke. Huh? You shocked me, Kazuma. Not supposed to you shocked me. No one could have approached the table on notice. Even if you're a crazy fool, you couldn't have missed that. I'm not sure you should be calling Karekita-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. It's you I was calling the crazy fool. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong track here. Oh, frick. Only other person could be Nosa. Or Hosonaga, but he's a detective. He seems pretty obsessive with justice. Could it be Wilson? I don't know. Wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, I have to... Okay, let's rule out the people. 1, 2, 3 out. 4 out. Jezaille is out as well. It's between these 4. I don't think Hosonaga did it. It could be Wilson, to be honest. I don't think Karekita-san did it. So it's either Inosa or Wilson. Nope. I don't know. I'll look at one more shot. It's Nosa? Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Yesa Nosa. What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me! What I find funny is that he threw his child under the bus like immediately. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son? An innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. So this is not related then. You... Arg! Ah! They broke! Clippity clop, clippity clop! Oh wow, what the hell is going on here? The baby starts talking. What the heck? Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yasunosa, prepare to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Do any of you know if the extraordinary low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remain in place. And I've heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son! So are you stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money! Every 3 days, I go there and do reconnaissance for the target. And I enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin to my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yeah, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it underneath the stake, hoping that I'll be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. So that's your stake then. Well, you walked over to the witness's table and put a stake underneath? This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency? Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled surgeon. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well... Oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Very well, now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. Are you kidding me? Why are you letting her go? Yodosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words that got me thinking. What did she say? Something she said jarred with me. What did she say? Biting it without using a knife and fork? That's what? Pure madness? Is that it? I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. That's true. That's very true. The steak was bitten. It wasn't cut. Ah! Haha! If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, you'll be too late. The trial will be over. Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction? What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryonosuke? Honey and corn on a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it on a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where's the evidence to prove it? Do I have the meat in... I do. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed? Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edges where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman at herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah! Oh! Ah! Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help it.
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea of the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, of course. This will all be over in a blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough. Irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Of course. Dear lady! What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks at the stake have for her. Yonosuke, do you know where you're going with this? I only got one shot at this. I have to be careful. Yeah. Now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the stake that had allegedly been eating with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks at the stake are a little unnatural, as you put it, counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks at the stake here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been... what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? It can't be. I don't believe you have it. I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I feel this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence to reveal the truth about this whole affair? I think it's Hosonaga. Because, if we remember what he said, I think we have to go all the way back up, but I don't want to. If you recall what he said, he took the sergeant's stake and he took the witness's stake. So, what we see right now is actually the sergeant's stake. So, I'm assuming he has the witness's stake. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No. I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this stake with the teeth marks. Yes? Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chopping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Karakata-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer! Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? What's the stake that you put the coin under? In fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still! I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she mind me manhandling a meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's. But that makes no sense! The plate was taken from the victim's table! Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly, surely you're not going to suggest. But the sergeant switched the two... Wow, that's a mouthful. The sergeant switched the two stakes over. Did you? You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, the, When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hit the coin underneath it. But then, when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decides to investigate my slab of meat, that'll be it. I'll be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I knew what had to be done. Unbelievable! However, you're not prosecutor's son.
What now?
I swear the breast buttons on my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
So, if Sergeant knows to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That's to preserve evidence. You had taken both. Ah! She's pissed. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. Plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat can't have the slightest bearing on the case. No, you're not wiggling your way out this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. You're the one to decide it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was confirms something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood on the gunshot wound from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you're eating from, Miss Brett. Let's not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and the plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Why is he still wearing his waitress stuff? Sorry for the delay. There it is. There's the blood. Please feel free to examine it. You can see it is cut. The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look. Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Jezaille Brett. It's you! She's gonna break. They all break when they get caught. Outdone? By a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No. 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 Whoa, 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 it's a lot of chicks. Just being floated around the whole place. Whoa, 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 where's she going? Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett? I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. All I needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would be all over. Now, please mistake, I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. But if he had drank it already, that doesn't mean he would have been instantly paralyzed, right? In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at this point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man? You could have just let him get paralyzed and die and called it a heart attack. And nobody would be none the wiser. I happen to know that the gun professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Oh, under your skirt? So I was right, there were two guns. Yeah. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, another thing I want to point out, I just noticed. The professor's gun is a 6-shooter, right? It's a revolver. If I had fired the gun, wouldn't there be a bullet missing? This would have been cleared up immediately. God! The chamber would still be in the round will still be in the chamber, but the bullet would... Never mind. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's why I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because of course, when you talk to someone, you turn the chair around. That's not what you do. And also, wouldn't, there's so many holes in this. Like, if she had turned him around after Hosonaga-san came, wouldn't he have noticed that he was turned around? Jesus Christ on a bike. This could have been solved so much easier. So, there you have it. That's the entirety of my misdemeanor. Misdemeanor? Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. She's gonna get away with it. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. Why is she going? Arrest her. Oh, arrest her! You let her go? It It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement? This can't be! Taketsuchi Aoichi does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student! Believe it! You better start getting used to tough opposition. Ah! Ryonosuke Naruhodo! What? Yeah? This insult to the Aoichi family name will never be forgotten. You've become conceited with age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. The age is now, old man. The future is now. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Naruhodo-san ran. Oh! 1,000 millennia may pass and still, the Aoichi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. What an insult. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryonosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a short few decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. For you, new future law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you're set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryonosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. Very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. Free at last, free at last, free at last. It's time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryonosuke Naruhodo, not guilty. Oh, yes. Oh, she looks stunned still. Alright, and we are done with chapter 1. This court is now adjourned. Yay! Good job, we're done with the first chapter. I'm not sure how many more there are, but I think I'll leave this episode over here. In the next episode, we'll continue on from where we left off, and maybe we'll do the second chapter. I think this is the second chapter. I'm not sure how many chapters there are. I'll have a look and see. But for now, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. As always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!